You're listening to Newsday on the BBC World Service, and we go to Uganda now, where the digital revolution is in full gear as businesses continue to move online, leading to a growing number of localized data centers offering secure cloud storage and digital infrastructure. So a data center is a key booster to Uganda's economy. Well, joining us now is James Byaruhanga, who's the general manager of Raxio Data, who joins us now live from Kampala. Morning to you, James, and thanks for joining us. So explain to us what data centers actually are, please, if you may.
Yeah, well, good morning to you as well. So happy to be on the World Service. So data centers are generally like the home of all data equipment. We like to call them environments, but basically they are like huge warehouses, huge establishments, which are under controlled temperatures, controlled power, controlled connectivity that allow you to store recovery, sometimes for the purpose of just being part of the ecosystem, which the internet is, or just business continuity, but generally having an environment where you can put all this IT equipment in a predictable way that's part of a huge global ecosystem. That's playing a huge role being in the middle of the future.
It's interesting having these data centers, though, in cities where electricity is not necessarily a given, where we have blackouts and temporary, halts. How does that then work with these data centers?
Yeah, well, it's a combination of things. For the cities where you might not have a stable amount of power, you have to look at some of the green sources, for example, solar energy generation to be able to power them. Also, there's a huge growth of hydropower in a lot of the industrial parks that are coming up in Africa. So you find that there is a significant amount of power that you can use. But yeah, power is the biggest, dependency that you have for data centers.
So tell us about the surging growth of data centers. Is that because there's an influx of investment and that people see Kampala or Uganda as a viable center for a viable nation to have these centers?
Well, I think the whole thing is about digital migrations and digital evolutions. We are in very prime stage of the industrial revolution across the world, and Africa being a very young continent and a lot of mobile money evolution and fintechs blowing up, you find that data centers are becoming very, very important. It's not just a Ugandan situation, it's an African play. So we're seeing this happening across multiple countries. Uganda, being such a landlocked country with about 6 neighbors, becomes a very interesting proposition for positioning data centers as well. And of course, the weather.
James, thank you very much for joining us this morning. James Byaruhanga, who's the general manager of Raxio